Did you know that Delhi Capitals has never lost a super over in all these years of playing the IPL? I
Yes,
mean, on
Jaga.
a technicality, that's true.
Technicality, they won 4 out of 4. Delhi Capitals have won
Okay.
4 out of 4.
But Delhi Daredevils apparently lost one. Does that count? Are they the same? Did
They
they
are the same, but
rebranded themselves?
Delhi Daredevils has lost one, and coincidentally, I think Delhi Daredevils lost that on the same date a few years ago to RCB on
Oh,
April
same.
16th.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
Which
you're
is
right. Delhi
good.
Capitals has not lost a super over game.
And they maintained the record. It was a very, I think over the last couple of days, we've had the two most interesting matches of the IPL this year so far. I think we've spoken about it earlier. Rajasthan Royals' lack of batting depth, I think it came back to really hit them in this match. I mean, I think they were sort of impacted by Sanju Samson having to retire hurt, but you could see that if I mean Dhruv Jurel is not the kind of person that's going to get you 2 runs a ball on a consistent basis. He's a pretty good trier. He'll probably get you a strike rate of 130 or 140 or something like that, but not 200. Um, Hetmeyer is very hit or miss. Meyer பேர் மாத்திக்க வேண்டியதுதான். But he somehow struggles a lot. I think his form is not the same as it was earlier. Mike Mitchell Stark bowled amazingly. I think 3 overs at the end, like the 18th, 20th, and that super over. What did you see?
That was, I mean, I was so happy that I was able to watch those 3 overs, Jaga. It was a fabulous fast bowling in the death in a batsman-dominated T20 game. I mean,
Uh,
they just couldn't. I mean, 1 over 9 runs is
uh,
any day a batsman's game. Okay,
it's two
one.
shots basically.
Just 2 shots, and in all this, he bowled a no ball in the super over, but still considered
Uh,
only 11. I mean, the Rajasthan Royals batsmen contributed to it. The Rajasthan Royals strategy, think tank, and batsmen contributed to it by, I don't think sending Riyan Parag to bat was a good idea, especially after he struggled in the innings
yeah,
earlier, scoring 8 of 10 or 11 balls. The way Jaiswal was batting,
yeah,
he should have come in, or maybe even Nitish Rana. I don't know. Nitish Rana got a wonderful 50 also. So
correct.
I think Riyan Parag was not the best option. I feel. I strongly feel
I think
that.
Jaiswal would have been a much better option.
Jaiswal and Hetmeyer open, and the third batsman could be Nitish Rana.
Yeah, correct.
uh, or even Dhruv Jurel, who was
Huh,
batted towards the end because
correct,
they
correct.
had some fluency to it. Riyan Parag is the one person who didn't have any fluency to the
Uh-huh.
innings yesterday. So he hit 1-4 and he didn't do
Yeah.
anything much. So that is, I mean, probably they Dravid and Co see something different there, but which we don't seem to agree on that part.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then not finishing. I mean, you're super over, you're getting both batsmen out. That just seems ridiculous to me. See, you have 6 balls and you managed to lose 2 wickets, both 2 run outs. And the second one is extremely pointless because you know that the innings, unless they thought super overs have 3 wickets or something like that, you lose that, you miss one ball at the end, which you could have potentially hit a four, and Jaiswal would have taken strike.
yes.
Could have been a four or a six. It would have been a different. I don't know if that would have changed the eventual result because I think KL and Stubbs basically blew it away. But at least you have a little bit more confidence when you're trying to defend that total.
Yeah, Sandeep Sharma would have come with the more cushion, right? When you
Yeah,
come with the more cushion of 16 or
correct.
17, I mean, I know the
Compared to
Rahul and
11.
Rahul and Stubbs mindset would also have been different.
Ama.
So that plays a role. I mean, like you say, still DC could have won, but still missing that one ball was not very wise, I feel.
It's just bizarre. I mean, what about Archer not bowling the super over? I mean, he's famous for obviously the 2019 World Cup bowling the super over and obviously did a great job in terms of defending. I think they also had to defend something similar, like 10 or 12 or something like that.
I think
Uh,
I am not sure, Jaga. Personally, I don't think Sandeep was a very bad option, my opinion wise, because Archer, if he leaks big time. It could have been, I mean, because they are only defending 11.
yeah,
11. So when if Archer had to bowl defending 11, it might have been difficult, I feel. But they also didn't have any other option apart from Sandeep or Archer.
correct.
Archer, like you say, is an option, but for me, Personally, I think Sandeep was the better option. Though it didn't work out in 4 balls, they finished the game. That is what Stubbs and KL are capable of.
Correct.
Even
Yeah, so
they are so capable of, and they're. I mean, Rahul is especially now after a lot of injuries and a lot of so-called unfit, dropped, and all those things. He's come out very well with a very like his clarity of mind is very good to see. I feel the way he bats, everything. I think he and Stubbs, even if they are 15, 16, 17, they would have blown it off
correct.
like
Yeah.
they did for the 11. Hmm.
And he's, I mean, I think especially over the last 1 to 1.5 years, he's just developed himself into this all format batsman. There were question marks about him when he went to Australia. He pretty much top scored there. Then in the T20, the Champions Trophy, and then before that in the T20 series as World Cup as well. And
Not
now in
only
this
the
IPL.
not only all format batsmen, all format, all position batsmen. He's
Yeah,
been
correct.
moved
Yeah.
up and down. He's asked to
Opening
open.
all the
Okay,
way till six.
open. No, bat at six, bat at six. Or okay, somebody is fit and back, so bat at three. Okay, bat at three.
Yeah.
Now keep wickets. Okay, I
Yeah.
mean it is like we have already told. Rahul from Karnataka is supposed expected to do anything. So
Because because
that is good.
there's a lot of conjecture about as the England series comes closer, who's going to captain, will Rohit still captain? It seems to me that Rahul will be in that mix from a captaincy perspective. He has captained India, but that's for a later day. Since we were talking about Rahul, I just mentioned that. We move on to the Punjab what is it called, PBKS KKR match. Interestingly, the 111 that they defended was not just the lowest ever total defended in the IPL, but in all T20s. Like it is joint along with say around 7 or 8 other 111s, but it's pretty interesting, right? I mean, you have a total that doesn't seem all that uh, weird in that you would have expected maybe a couple of 70s and 80s also got
90s, at
defended.
least
Or
90s. This comes as a surprise to me, Chaka, because I would have expected a 95 or 96 being the lowest total
right,
defended. Hmm.
correct. Yeah, it's a little high to be a low total.
Yes.
Yeah, but it
But
seems like
but everybody seemed to say that it was a 200 wicket, and both the teams got 200 and 206 to be exact. The way both the teams batted, that's a lesson for everybody to see how not to bat,
yeah, right.
how not to
How
bat.
not to how to be bad and how to be even worse or something like that.
So 72 for two, and you're chasing 111, and you
Correct. Yeah.
bundle out for 95. It was, I mean, yes, Marco Jansen, and Chahal bowled extremely well.
Yeah,
All
Chahal was especially good.
not taking any credit away from them. It was an excellent show of bowling, but still, it was KKR's games to lose.
Yeah, it was I mean, like I said, we got a couple of exciting games in the last couple of days. The other excitement that's been going around is this whole stuff around umpires checking the bats. They're measuring the base of the bat, they're measuring thickness, the blade width, and things like that. Some batsmen seem to be getting a little pissed off about it. I can understand their point of view, right? I mean, they're in a zone, they're walking in, and then they are told by some umpire saying, okay, show me a bat, I want to see how big it is or whatever. But at the same time, you're just applying the rules, right? The rules are known to everybody. I think they're overreacting. It seems like, and generally batsmen have this sense of entitlement around them, right? At least that's my take on it. So I think they're overreacting. Uh, what is this whole thing around bat checks? Why do you think it's happening?
I think I agree with you, Jaga, on this one because I think the batsmen are overreacting. They should not. It is just well within the rules. Even when a ball is hit for 4 or 5 boundaries, when a batsman hits 4 or 5 boundaries and goes and hits the advertising boards, the umpire has the right to take the ball and check with the ball gauge to ensure that the ball has not lost its shape. All those has
Yeah,
been happening for years. So no,
right,
no,
right.
none of the bowlers seem to complain. When you come into bat, you should know the dimensions
Correct.
that's allowed for bat. If the bat umpire has a doubt, he has every right to check. Now they have given a bat gauge which the bat should pass through. I mean, all these years I have not seen that or heard of it, heard of a bat gauge. But now that if the umpire is asking you to show, you have to show. You can be in the zone. It is affecting my concentration. You have to factor this also being when you're getting into the zone. It is part of the rules. Not suddenly mean, when you are batting well, and there is a streaker who comes in and falls at your feet, and that doesn't affect you, and you still continue to bat well. You are not. No, I have not seen any batsman or any star addressing the crowds, his fans saying, "No, Evan,
Yeah,
please don't ever come into the crowd."
yeah.
So those things happen. So this is well within the rules, and the umpires are completely within the doing the right thing, I feel. And also another thing may not be related to the bad checks. In the last 5 or 6 games, ever since this bad check started, there has not been a single 200 scored.
Oh,
Or I
okay.
think probably one 200 has been scored. I think which Mumbai scored, and DC
Yeah,
failed to chase. So I think that it could be a factor of multiple things, because the pitches are wearing out after 2 3 weeks into the tournament. Eventually, the scores will go down, except for the odd
yeah.
big score that is also there. But ever since this bad checks happened, this 200, there has been only one out of 12 innings. I think
Just
there is only one 200 has been scored. So I don't
well,
know.
that's something to
This
keep
could
watch
be
on.
this could be a big thing. Pointing fingers at the batsman. It's not. I'm not doing that. But you will have to look at it, because one thing. If you are doing the right, using the right bat, don't be afraid. If the
Yeah, you don't
umpire
have
is
to be
checking,
afraid.
so be it. So be it. You don't get irritated. The umpire is checking again and again. No, if your bat looks a little bulkier, the umpire is
Yeah.
absolutely
Correct.
within his limits to check it.
I think the nuance is the ball is not the bowlers. The bat is the batsman's. Their
Okay.
personal
Yes, that is
possession.
actually true, because the batsman carries his own bats. The ball is given
Yeah,
by the umpire to the bowler.
yeah.
That's a
So in
good
that
one.
sense, the connect to a bat is a lot more for a batsman than a ball for a bowler. Because for the bowler, it's just a somebody else gave me this, I'll just bowl with it, I'll give it back to them at the end of the over. The bat
In
is
fact,
always
in a ODI game, there are two balls from different
yeah, in
ends.
fact, yes,
So
but you don't even have that level of linkage to it. That may be
mm.
why the batsmen are reacting as well because they feel
I
that
own it. I own it. How can you doubt what
then you
I
have
own?
on the other hand you have a responsibility to make sure that your bat is complying with the rules either. It's not somebody else's bat; it's yours.
Yes, exactly. That is true. And I
Yeah,
think
good observation on the pitches or the bat checks causing the scores to reduce. We'll see how it goes over a period of time. Any closing thoughts? What else is coming up?
the matches, I mean, the last 4 or 5 games, there have been very close games. There have been more closer games than in the first 15-20. I think the teams are catching up with and the points table looks extremely exciting.
Yeah,
People whom we expected to be in the top three are in the bottom three. People
right.
who we expected to be in the bottom three are in the top three, I think. So it is, I think a lot of teams have caught up. But I'm still not. I'm confused at some of the strategies that every team is using, like with the CSK, Ruturaj batting at three, Tilak Verma not
Yeah,
batting at three, Nitish Rana not batting at three. Every team, you can go on and on about each
yeah.
team doing certain things, but they will have their own reasons. Let us see where it all ends up. An
Just about at the halfway mark.
exciting weekend, and a week coming up with more matches.
Yeah, I think in the next couple of days we'll reach the halfway mark of the league stage because we're at. I think today's is game 33,
33, yes.
and
From
I think
today's time, 33. So
70
by
league games or something, right?
35 we'll be
Yeah.
halfway.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting point to come back to the top some of the topics again. And I guess the other piece that we'll also have to keep watch on is how I mean we saw Ashwin, Rohit, and Dhoni have not really had a great first half. How do they fare in the second half? We'll keep watch on that. How is
You
Rishabh?
can't say that about Dhoni, because Dhoni is the only one who scored runs for CSK.
No, relatively speaking, at least.
Yeah. By his own standards 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
correct. Yeah. Okay, that's about it. Thank you all, and see you once again later on
Bye
one pitch
bye.
catch.